So the internet is absolutely on fire right now over what might be the biggest Marvel leak we have ever seen. We're talking the entire alleged plot of Avengers Doomsday, from scene 1 all the way to the end credits. The big question is obvious. Is this for real, or is it just the most creative piece of fanfiction ever? Let's dig in.
Right out of the gate, this leak hits you with one of the wildest claims you can imagine. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man killed off within the first 5 minutes of the movie. I mean, if that's true, that is a jaw-dropping, universe-shattering way to kick things off.
And that's really what this all boils down to, right? Is this a genuine peek behind the curtain at Marvel's plans? Is it a super clever fake designed to get everyone talking? Or is it something in between? We're going to break this whole thing down piece by piece and see if we can get to the bottom of it.
Okay, so with any rumor, especially one this huge, you have to start at the source. Where did this thing even come from? How did it spread across the entire internet so fast? Because honestly, the path it took tells us a lot about whether we should believe it.
It pretty much followed the classic playbook for going viral. It all started with a post from a relatively small scooper account, Majestic UCM. Then a much bigger news site, comicbookmovie.com, picked it up and blasted it out to their audience. And from there, boom, it was everywhere.
But here's the thing. This entire massive story is built on that one single source, that original scooper account. If they're not reliable, then this whole thing is just a house of cards waiting to fall over. So the real question is, can we actually trust Majestic UCM?
And this is where it gets really interesting. When you look at their track record, you find a pretty big miss. They claimed the movie's finale would be Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom fighting his own Iron Man. That turned out to be completely fake. Now look, every scooper gets things wrong sometimes, but a swing and a miss that big, it definitely makes you raise an eyebrow.
Which brings me to what I call the snake in the garden theory. See, the most effective leaks, the ones that really spread, are the ones that mix a little bit of truth with a whole lot of sensational fiction. You ground it in a few things that sound believable, and then you add the wild, crazy stuff that gets all the clicks. Or, hey, maybe it's even Disney itself, planting a story to get everyone talking. You can't buy that kind of hype.
All right, so with a healthy dose of skepticism, let's actually look at the plot itself. We'll start with the stuff that, well, it actually sounds kind of plausible. The parts that feel like they could fit right into where the MCU is going. So the leak says Dr. Doom shows up in the Fantastic Four's universe to warn them about incursions that are destroying everything. And while he's there, they find an older Steve Rogers. Steve then agrees to come back to the main universe to tell the Avengers, hey, you need to listen to this Doom guy. And you know what? All of that, it sounds pretty reasonable. It's a solid way to bring all these characters together.
Okay, but this is where the story takes a sharp turn off a cliff.
These are the twists that just seem so out there, so unbelievable, that they've made this whole leak blow up. First up, Thor and Steve Rogers supposedly find a way to get to the TVA to find Loki, but when they get there, everyone is dead, and they find Loki with his heart literally ripped out of his chest. It all happened off-screen, and we're just told that Dr. Doom did it.
And that quote just nails it. Think about it. Loki is one of the most developed, most beloved characters in this entire saga. After his whole journey, to just kill him off screen, it wouldn't just be disappointing, it would feel like a slap in the face to fans, and people would be furious.
But it gets even darker. Way darker. In this version, after Steve Rogers confronts Doom about Loki, Doom retaliates by murdering Captain America's young son, Jim, right in front of him. It's just an unbelievably bleak and horrific turn.
And I have to agree with this 100%. Nope, no way. There is just zero chance Marvel crosses this line. Remember, at the end of the day, this is a business. People were really upset by the animal cruelty in Guardians 3. Killing a hero's child in cold blood, that's a whole other level. It's just too dark and would do serious damage to the brand.
So, after all that death and darkness, how does this supposed plot actually end? Well, it sets up the next movie, Secret Wars, with one heck of a cliffhanger.
As you can see, the ending is just bleak. A massive war breaks out, the universes smash into each other, and literally every single person dies. But Dr. Doom, who stole Loki's god-tier powers, survives. He then forges a new reality called Battleworld, brings everyone back to life with their memories totally wiped, and sets himself up as God Emperor. Now look, having the villain win at the end of Part 1 is a classic move. We all saw it happen in Infinity War, and it was amazing. But this version just makes you ask,
What's the point? What's the narrative purpose of killing everyone just to bring them right back with amnesia? It kind of makes their deaths feel cheap, you know?
So whether this whole thing is real or fake, why has it hit such a nerve with people? It's because it gets to the very real stakes of telling these kinds of long-term stories, and it's all about the trust between the studio and us, the audience.
You know, this whole situation reminds me a lot of the reaction to Star Wars: The Last Jedi. That movie made the shocking choice to kill off its big bad, Snoke, halfway through the trilogy. This leak is proposing the same kind of move, killing beloved legacy heroes right in the opening scene. They're both incredibly bold choices that risk pushing away a huge part of the fanbase.
And this quote right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. These characters, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, they aren't just pawns to be moved around a chessboard. People have spent 20 years investing in them. If you treat them like they're disposable just for cheap shock value, a lot of people are just going to walk away. Because ultimately the stakes here are absolutely massive. This isn't just about telling a cool story. It's about audience trust. It's about respecting character legacies. And it's about protecting a franchise worth billions and billions of dollars. If you get these moments wrong, you don't just get a bad movie. You could break the trust you have with your audience for good.
Which leaves us right back where we started. Is this a real leak that reveals a potentially disastrous plan? Is it a complete lie cooked up for clicks? Or is it a brilliant next-level marketing stunt to get us all talking? And in this world of endless online rumors, it really makes you wonder, what's the true price of all this hype?